This episode is dedicated to Donna Fowler. Welcome to today's episode of Jam, and thank you for tuning in. This past weekend, I went to a celebration of life for Donna Fowler, also known as my Memaw. I was lucky enough to be given an opportunity to speak about the impact that she had on me and my life. After the service, as friends and family members all came together to celebrate and to cherish the great memories, I thought to myself, as I'm sure others did, I want people to talk about me like they talked about Donna. You want people to say how good you made them feel, how nice you were to them, and how you had a positive impact on their life. So, in today's episode, I want to look into something a little more personal, a little more introspective. I want to talk about what happens when our time on earth comes to an end, and not just about death itself, but about what we leave behind. I want to reflect on the question: what will people say about you at your funeral? What will your legacy be? And how are you living your life right now to ensure that the legacy is one you're proud of? But before we get into it, I want to remind you this isn't about being morbid or sad or depressing. It's actually an invitation to reflect on what really matters. This episode is about intention and the legacy that you want to leave behind. Let's start with the dash. Yeah, I'm sure you've probably heard about that before. The dash between your birthday and the date of your death. The dash represents everything you did, everything you learned, and everyone you impacted. The real question is, what will you fill your dash with? I think it's easy for us to get distracted by day to day life, the mundane routine, so busy with everything you got going, the constant chase of success and approval. But what is it really all for? At the end of the day, we don't get to take any material possessions with us or any moments of recognition. We don't get to take any of that with us. We leave behind our relationships, our influence, and the mark we've made on the world. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. If I were to imagine the kind of things people might say about me at my funeral, knowing dang well I'll never get to hear it. But if I could, I think it goes something like this. He made people laugh. He was positive. He made people feel they could do anything. I think that's what we all kind of hope for, right? We want to be remembered for the way we made others feel, whether it's through our words, our actions, or our presence. We want to be remembered as someone who brought light into the world. Now, it's easy to imagine all these big aspirations and dreams of legacy, but the truth is, it's not the grand gestures that create a legacy. It's the small everyday actions, the way you listen to people when they talk, the way you offer kindness without expecting anything in return, the way you help even when no one's watching. For me, I want to be remembered as someone who encouraged people to be themselves and not to worry about the negatives and to focus on the positive. I want my dash to be full of moments where I help someone see their full potential or find the courage to make a change in their lives, whether through a conversation, a piece of advice, or even just an open ear. I want to be the kind of presence that makes people feel seen and heard. That's the legacy I hope to leave behind. But legacy isn't just about, what you can do for others. It's also about showing up for yourself, the way you embrace your own potential, your own growth, your own worth. Because here's the thing, you truly can't help others if you're not actively invested in yourself. It's a balance between the vessel of being a light for others or also nurturing your own light. So, what are you doing right now to live intentionally? How are you feeling your dash? Because no matter how old you are, the dash is ticking. And it's easy to forget how precious it is when we get caught up in the rush of life. So, here's the challenge: think about the legacy you want to leave and then break it down into actionable steps, things you can actually do. Maybe it's about becoming a better listener, or maybe it's about dedicating more time to your passions. Maybe it's about improving your relationships with friends and families, or deepening your sense of self. Whatever it is, make sure you're living your dash with intention. Every day you're shaping your story that will be told when you're gone. Every word, every action, every choice, it all adds up. And you don't need to wait until some big moment to make a difference. Every small interaction you have is an opportunity to contribute to your legacy and to your dash. So, as I wrap up this episode, I want you to take a moment to reflect. What do you want your dash to look like? If you were to imagine what people might say at your funeral or your celebration of life, what would you hope they'd remember you for? And most importantly, what actions can you take today to ensure you're living in a way that lines up with that vision? Remember, it's not about perfection, it's about progress. It's about showing up every day, being mindful of the impact you have, and consciously choosing how you want to contribute to the world. So I'm going to leave you with this. Live your dash with purpose. Live it with love, with kindness, with intention. Because it's all the little things that matter the most. And they add up to create a legacy that lasts long after we're gone. So until next time, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and make every moment count. If not, you'll be jammed. Thanks for listening.